Hello, parents and teachers who may be watching. Welcome to Creating Math Ahas for Parents. I'm Dr. Sandy Atkins, Sandy, and in this video, we're going to begin to look at strategies you can use to help your child solve story problems, word problems. Now, the strategy that I'll introduce today may take more time up front, but will have a lasting impact on how your child approaches word problems. So will pay off in the end, okay? So the first step to being an effective problem solver is to understand the problem. Now, this takes time. And quite often when we see a story problem and your child sees one, they're very quick to try to get to an equation or get the answer, and they skip this most important step. Understanding the problem first actually opens up a world of possibilities to what they could answer about that problem. So we want to remember this is a very important first step. And quite often, what we have your child do to build understanding is to draw a picture. So here's a very simple problem. You have a first grade class collecting cans for a canned food drive to give to a local community outreach program. On Monday, Aiden brings in 5 cans, Samantha brings in 7 cans. So we have them illustrate this. Now, if you notice, I've just put these in a random arrangement. Nothing wrong with that, it's great. But your children are likely to count all of the cans to get the answer, and that's not going to be very efficient in the long run. Now, counting to start and counting these random arrangements may be challenging for your children, but we want to start to organize our drawings in a way that helps us move from counting to seeing quantities as whole. Now, 2 images your children may be introduced to in kindergarten, first grade. One is a 5-frame image, you'll see it on the left, and one is a 10-frame image on the right. Now, for me, the orientation of the frames does not affect its quantity. That's not important. I could fill them horizontally. I could have drawn these horizontally. I can draw them vertically. I could draw them at an angle. It does not impact quantity. But what these images let us do is show quantity in relation to those benchmark numbers of 5 and 10. Here's a 4. I can see it's 4 quickly. I see 4 as 3 and 1, but also 1 fewer than 5. That helps me build relationships to 5. Notice I can use the 5 frame for numbers between 5 and 10. And here I see an 8 in relation to 5. 8, 3 and 5, right? 5 and 3, 3 more than 5. But I could also show that image of 8 in a 10 frame. Same idea, but now we also see that 8 is 2 fewer than 10. Okay, so it's an organizing structure for us. And if we shift from drawing the cans in a random arrangement to one that's more organized like the 5 and 10 frame, do you see those 2 5s and then the 2 1s? See, I see it as 10 and 2. I'm less likely to count and work with these numbers as whole. The imagery will help me become more efficient. Now, I don't have to use cans, of course. I could use circular dots and use color to show Aiden's from Samantha's. I could use, instead of a 5 frame, I could just line them up, kind of pair them off. This will help me if I have comparison type questions. Okay, I could have used X and O's. See, one of the things we want to help your child understand is that in math, our pictures don't have to be elaborate. They don't have to have accessories if we're talking about people, right? They don't have to have labels or even look like cans when we're talking about canned goods. So part of the efficiency also comes with helping your child understand that X's and O's can be used to represent things, and that organizing those X's and O's in a way will help us when we start to look at solutions. Now, the next step, if you notice, this had no question with it, and that was on purpose. And again, you may think that the natural question is how many cans in all? But see, what I want to ask your child is, what questions could you now answer? Once you understand the problem, what could you answer? How many cans in all? Great. And that drawing will work well for us to find how many cans in all. But see, my question could have been, how many more cans did Samantha bring? Okay. Now, this image might be more helpful. And see, we can do a comparison. We have the same part and then the more part, the ones above. Or I could have asked how many fewer cans did Aiden bring? See, it's the same image. This picture just is a little easier to do that comparison. I could have used the other one, nothing wrong with it, but we want to help your child understand that some pictures are more helpful than others too. Help us see things a little more clearly so they don't have to draw just one picture. Now, I could have asked how many more cans would be needed to make a total of 15 cans. Now, here's where this image works well. See you need 3 more to fill that 10 frame. If you picture that 10 frame, that will give us 15. See that how many more idea with that image helps us. And then how many cans did Jeannie bring? See, we could introduce a third child, to know there was a total of 20 cans. See, this image again works well. I'm going to need 3 more to fill that frame and then another 5. Okay, so imagery is purposeful. Organizing it will help with the story problems. But do you also know that when I start to ask questions like this, I make it more challenging in some cases. When your children start to come up with questions they could answer, and in a way meets the needs of your child. How many cans in all might be quite simple for your child to do. But as we start to think about how many more cans would be needed to get 15 or to get 20, you see, that can make it even more challenging. Okay, so it's a way for us to challenge your child. You don't necessarily have to go to larger numbers. It's the question that can make it more challenging. And then think about this one. If there are currently 32 cans in the collection box, how many cans were in the box on Friday? See, it's Monday today. We know we've gotten 12 cans today. How many cans would have been on Friday? So I hope you see that the questions, again, can help make it more challenging for your child. So the first step to being an effective problem solver or solving word problems is understand the problem. We want to make sure we understand it, and then that we do answer the question that's asked, but understand there could be more than one question. So this first idea, when you're helping your child with word problems, remove or hide the question. Don't even let that be the focus, because when that's the focus, the child's energy all goes towards getting an answer, and they skip that most important part of understanding the problem. Have your child illustrate the problem. Illustrate a way that will help them solve a lot or answer a lot of questions. The illustration is important to helping your child become more efficient as they get the solutions, and have that imagery, whether it's an actual pictorial image that they drew or imagery in their mind's eye, that will help them solve the problems. And then again, ask what questions we can answer. I hope you found this video helpful. I'll try to do some more videos related to problem solving. I've put some links down in the description below of other videos that you might find helpful. If you did find this helpful, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps the channel. Subscribe, share it with others. Click the notifications bell so you know when other videos are posted. I try to post them each Tuesday around 2 p.m. So please be on the lookout for other videos, and thanks so much for watching.